actually realized something today as I was staring at the artwork on my wall, waiting for something to load. And what I realized was I sometimes forget to actually look at my art on the walls, especially because once a piece is finished, I spend forever on most pieces that I work on, because it's not just the time it takes to actually work on the piece, to use the tools to create the image and then bring it to its finality. It is, for me, a lot of staring at that piece and dissecting it in my mind, pinpointing specifically what I like and what I don't like about that piece. And that's how I move each piece forward and how it leads into the next piece. Because there's always something learned from each one, whether it is a more particular color that I am fond of, the exact hue, the exact vibrancy that I want from that color. And one of my favorite things I learned in color theory was to remind myself to examine all of the surrounding colors of the particular color that I like, because it is never a singular color itself that works, or to achieve that color, to achieve that specific exact color as you see it filtered through your eye into your brain, however it is that you see color. So when I see that specific color that I want, for a while I was trying to mix paint to get to that color. And what I have finally understood, and I think am working to take fuller advantage of, is that to achieve that color, you absolutely have to know every color around it as well, because it is how it is interacting within its environment. It's how it stands out or fades in, the harshness of the lines, the softness of the lines, the fluidity of it. Everything about it impacts exactly how that color looks. And I think I thought of something without the words to describe it a while ago. I think I've always kind of felt that way about color when I see it, and that's why I hate the question, what's your favorite color? Oof. It's too broad of a spectrum, because what you're asking is of the primary colors, what is your favorite color? And that's just not specific enough. For a while I used to say garnet. Garnet was my favorite color. That truly deep red. And I'd always get so mad when somebody would be thinking of a ruby instead. They're like, oh, that's a garnet. And I was like, no, I don't like that red. It was garnet was my favorite. And nowadays I lean towards, I would say that the spectrum of purple, I might be able to say purple now. I can't though, because it's very specific purple, and there are colors I want to exclude. I'm like, no, it's not specific enough. Like lilac, it's like a lavendery, it's, oh goodness, it's almost white, but it's like a pearlescent, perfect purple is probably my favorite. And what's so funny is the only reason I can think of purple is because my beautiful partner looked at me one day and said, because we were talking about colors, and I said, I think red's my favorite. And he said, no, red is your obsession. Purple is your favorite color. And he had just been paying attention to what I liked and didn't like. And I was like, what? I don't know how you know that when I didn't know that, but as soon as you said it, I was like, you are correct. I am obsessed with red. I think it's in achieving this very, very specific red that I adore. But purple, that lilac, it's just the faintest purple. That's my favorite. And so for now, I have been stuck in this palette of primary colors that has been entirely fun to explore, and watercolor is a very fun medium to use to explore those colors, especially doing it the way that I have been blocking it out here. Kind of like I'm blocking it out here just because I like to think of watercolor almost like stained glass, or I guess just like glass in general, how you could overlay the colors on top of each other but still see them. You know, they cause that compounding effect and shift in colors. I do enjoy it. But I'm looking forward to expanding more beyond this and getting even more tiny and finicky about each of the colors overlapping into each other and starting to branch out into more select palettes. I think, again, to achieve a very specific look. But if you have been scared of color and haven't painted with color yet or in a while, highly, highly recommend just going for the rainbow like this, because it is genuinely enjoyable and the results are always vibrant and fun, and it's a really great way to shake it up. I think there's something about my inner child that super loves it. So stay creative, and I will see you next time. Bye.